Now, Amanda Waller is winning and winning big. Like, this is a shutout. Superheroes are being decimated. But she ain't taking no chances. At the end of this book, she brings in some more reinforcements, which is crazy. My name is Dorian. This is SCM Comics. We're continuing our coverage Absolute Power with Task Force 7, number 5. So the story starts off in Central City, where they say that something's moving so fast in the Gobi Desert that the sand is turned into glass. And Iris West is being told that her story, even though the lady loves it, it got to go to editorial, and right now editorial's overrun. And Iris starts to show her age a little bit. She's like, when I was coming up, I remember the editorial meetings happened in bars. Not anymore. When all of a sudden there's a whoosh and something goes flying by, you could take one guess what that was. And as they look outside, there is a line of fire headed straight to the Flash Museum. And one of the reporters is like, my sister works in a gift shop. And Iris knows it's Barry. Now, the one mistake that Amanda Waller probably did with these robots is they are free-thinking AIs. Like, I thought it was just like J-Stone because he absorbed Alan Scott's power that gave him free will. Truth be told, it just probably sped up the process. These robots are free thinking to the point to where they pretty much make their own decisions, even though they have the programming. So yeah, like I said, I think with J-Stone, it's just being sped up. But eventually all these robots would come to their own conclusions on what right and what wrong is. Because all these thought bubbles in this comic doesn't belong to Barry Allen. No, they belong to the Amazo robot Velocity who's chasing after him. And he says to himself, like, he's not the fastest Flash, that's Wally West. He's not the first Flash, that's Jay Garrett. But for some reason, this dude is eluding him and he doesn't know why. But then, at that moment, he finally catches him and he grabs him by the neck. And he's like, finally. And all of a sudden, Barry does his thing. He starts to vibrate. And he vibrates right through his hands. He vibrates through the floor and onto the next level. Now, when the Amazos steal people's powers, they only steal the powers, but also they steal their memories too. So he's sitting there and he knows he can't vibrate. So he's looking through the other Flashes that he absorbed their powers to see if they have a memory on how to vibrate, and everything's jumbled and he can't find anything. But he sees Jai West's powers, and I guess his power is where he can get real strong. So that's what he does and uses it to smash through the floor. So while that's going on, Barry's looking for something. He's moving at super speed trying to find it. All of a sudden, finally, he sees it. But as soon as he sees it and he goes to go grab it, Velocity smashes through the floor. He sees exactly what he's going for too. They both go for it at the same time, and the thing blows up to the point to where Velocity is pretty much speaking code, like he's speaking ones and zeros. So this dude comes back online just in time to see like the desperation on Barry Allen's face. Then all of a sudden his face has changed and the stare he gives Velocity, Velocity's like, this dude looks animalistic, like it's lightweight scary. And then all of a sudden Barry Allen takes off. But now he's running really fast to the point to where he's about to go into the Speed Force, and Velocity is right behind him. He's kind of like Lurie because he's never been in the Speed Force, even though he has these Speed Force powers. So while they're in the Speed Force, Barry Allen turns around and starts punching Velocity, like to the point to where his faceplate's getting broken and everything. Which, if you guys been reading Absolute Power, that you know that these amazing robots are self-repairing, so it doesn't really phase Velocity that much. But the reason why Barry Allen did this is because he wanted to blind Velocity so that he can vibrate out of the Speed Force and leave Velocity trapped there. So since he's trapped there, he takes his time and he accesses a memory of Wally West back when he was Kid Flash, and Barry was teaching him how to vibrate through walls, which Wally West was really bad at. So Wally wants to just quit and go get something to eat because, you know, all Flashes have really high metabolisms. So then Barry Allen's like, look, the secret to be able to vibrate through things is you need to picture somebody in your mind who you really want to see really bad that's on the other side, and you'll make it through. So Wally West starts to do it, and he's like, how'd you learn this in the first place? And then Barry's like, let's just say it was a really steep learning curve. Now, come on, let's see you do it. And then Wally West does it, and he passes through, and Barry's like, see, told you can do it. Now, let's go get that burger. So now we cut to another memory, which is Barry Allen's memory. And I'm thinking to myself, like, hold on, time out. He didn't absorb Barry Allen's power, so he shouldn't have his memories. But maybe he could have look at Barry Allen's memories because he's trapped in the Speed Force. In this memory, Iris shows up at Barry Allen's house or apartment, and she's like talking through the door. Barry Allen's on the other side, and he is shot. And he's like, okay, I really want to see this woman again, but if I don't do something fast, I'm not going to, because I'm going to die because there's a bullet in his chest. So under duress, he starts vibrating his hand, and he's like, I got to do this right, otherwise I can pretty much destroy my heart. And he does it, and he pulls out the bullet, and Velocity sees this, and he's like, high learning curve indeed. So once Velocity sees this, he realizes that now he knows why Barry trapped him in here, because who does he like care about or love that he can vibrate himself through anything? He doesn't have anybody because he's a robot. But then he realizes that there is somebody that he really wants really bad. So he figures out how to vibrate through, because that person is Barry Allen himself. So while this is going on, Barry Allen searches and finds Iris West, and they're in his Speed Force aura, so they can talk normally even though he's moving at super speed. I guess now she's kind of moving at super speed too. And he just lets her know that, you know, like right now, he's fighting the enemy. He doesn't know if he can beat him. And Iris is like, look, just go do your thing and just come back to me. You always come back to me. And Barry Allen lets her know that he's always running to her. Barry Allen takes off. All of a sudden, Iris West just gets a sick feeling. And then we see Velocity chasing after Barry. But Velocity has decided not to catch him just yet, because there's a lot to learn from Barry Allen. Now we cut to Wonder Woman's boo thing, Steve Trevor, who has been infiltrating Amanda Waller's prison on Gomorrah Island. It was just supposed to be a recon mission. All of a sudden, he sees himself in like the deep bowels of the prison. He sees Amanda Waller standing there with her daughter, and they're accessing, like, I guess, this dimensional gate. Anyway, somebody comes through it. It's a woman. And at first I'm thinking to myself, like, this is like another version of Amanda Waller from a different Earth. But then we see that she's talking to her, and she's like, just in case these Amazos don't work out and my plan starts to go awry, I want to use you guys as insurance. And we see it's the crime syndicate from Earth 3. Not quite. Not the original ones. Pretty much everybody from the original crime syndicate is dead. Like, I think them all. Yeah, all of them are dead. All these are replacements for the crime syndicate. So, yeah. Either way it goes, man, this seems like overkill.